You're saying that if these extra tariffs do come into effect, which is very likely, the US has already said that they will, and it's less than half an hour's time now, all bets are off. So what happens then?
Well, I think we have to step back and we have to look at the bigger picture, which is the China-U.S. geopolitical relationship, this growing arch rivalry that really spills over into all areas. So if we look at trade as a subset of this broader context, then I think it's really a matter of thinking more long-term, looking at how that relationship is going to evolve and how that's going to impact global value chains, ecosystems built around supplier networks, and also the rise of the non-tariff barriers, particularly around technology. So regardless of what they agree to in this round, I think for me, I would be happy just to know that they're going to continue talking, they're going to continue working. But I think the core substantive issues that are plaguing the trade relationship, which are industrial policy, essentially, the IP issues, the technology transfer issues, I really don't see China substantively changing that or backing off that.
Yeah, the minutiae is certainly not going away. The talks are continuing on Friday. What, I guess, can turn an about face here in this relationship?
Well, again, I think as long as there's good faith efforts to continue just sort of chipping away at these issues, I think what's interesting, if and you've been talking to many members of the business community, even though there's apprehension about the collateral damage that we might see to supply chains in supplier networks and so forth with these raised tariffs, there's also this sort of silent approval, particularly in the American business community and in Europe and the West, that Trump is standing up to China and that they've been misbehaving for far too long.
Certainly appealing to his base with that too. Now, you've worked with some large tech firms, the shifting supply chains. 5G, Huawei has been certainly in the news a lot, and overnight we heard the US as well barring China Mobile. So really stepping up the attack here on the tech front. What's your view of that, and I guess how China might try and retaliate?
So again, long-term, tech relationships will become more sensitive. I expect to see more export controls. I expect to see sanctions on individuals and companies based on so-called national security issues. And remember, even though the U.S. and China are engaged in trading, there's a lot of business taking place, at the same time you have all kinds of competition going on. Some of it fierce, some of it ruthless, right? So that's going to impact how companies decide who they partner with. I think I would expect to see the Chinese looking to cut reliance on U.S. tech as much as possible. And in that regard, they're going to be looking to Europe. They're going to be looking to separate or split American companies and firms and America from its allies in Europe to basically cut the U.S. out and to bring as much stuff onshore in the technology area.